Alrighty, what is good everyone? I hope you're all doing okay and I hope that you've had a wonderful Christmas. So today's video, we're going back to Razorfen Downs. Now, as I mentioned in the last video where I did this before, there is a better way to do it than the way I did it in the first video. So since we're on the topic of the last video, guys, again, as always, if you like the look of that video, which is where I take on Razorfen Downs, part 1, you can find that in a card in the upper right hand portion of the screen right now. So anyway, back down to the matter at hand. Today's video is Razorfen Downs part 2. Now, as you can see, we're doing this completely solo. In terms of actual gold made from this, you're looking around 1 gold for every 3 runs that you do. Now, when I say 3 runs, don't be alarmed by that because it's no big deal. It's only 10 minutes per run. Also, for each run, as I've just said, you're looking about 10 minutes if you can go at a pretty good pace. Typically, at the slower side of things, you're looking around 15 minutes, but that's still no worries because you're going to hit lockout if you do it in 10 minutes anyway. Also for this, you're looking between 9 and 12 shards every 3 runs. And on top of that, you're also looking between 1 and 2 stacks of silk cloth per 3 runs. Also on top of this, you can get a load of the grey items and the occasional green item as well. Okay, moving on to gear now, guys, and obviously it's exactly the same apart from one item in particular. Can you guess what it is? Yep, that's right, it's the weapon. So for this we're using the flurry axe. Now, I know what you're thinking, why is he using like a level 42 epic blue? Well, if you take a look at it, firstly you can see straight away it's got a 1.50 speed, which for a one-handed weapon is insanely fast, especially for an axe. I mean, you're not really going to get anything faster unless you use a dagger. So the speed is absolutely amazing, especially when you take into account that you're going to get all of the heals coming in from Seal of Light, so it's really useful in that sense. But that's not the main thing that we're looking at here. If you take a look at the proc, it's a chance on hit to gain 1 extra attack on your next weapon swing, which again, it does add up when you take into account you've got Seal of Light on. So just from those 2 things alone, you're going to have a lot of self-healing coming in just from that. Also, I've gone with the lifesteal enchant on that as well, which is really good. It does add up, as you can see in the damage meter there. Obviously, it's not a great deal, but it still helps. Every little bit counts, right? So yeah, and then obviously the 2 new trinkets that we've got recently, the Force of Will and the Uther Strength trinket. So anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we? Okay, everybody. So for this run, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Retribution Aura. We're also going to be using Greater Blessing and Wisdom. Obviously, we'll use Divine Favour in a second when it finishes cooling down. As for my bags, what we're going to be using, I've got 2 of these scrolls from a Dead Minds run that I did earlier, so we'll be using that as well. Scroll of Stamina and Scroll of Intellect. It's nothing major, but it all adds up, so it's okay. So yeah, as you can see, guys, I've got completely empty bags apart from this slot here and a couple of health potions there. Note that the starting gold is 415. We've also got 67 silver and 45 copper. They're not really a main thing to look at, it's just mainly the gold. I like to round it up or down, just to keep things simple. So yeah, as you know, there's not going to be a lot of gold that we're going to pick up in this. It's mainly from the items that we get, okay? So this is just for reference, so you know what we're starting off at and what you can expect to finish with. So, you can compare it to when we finish at the end of the video. Okay, so now you've seen the bags. All that's left to do now is start the timer and go. So yeah, here we go. So we'll just start out by running up here. Now, make sure you're very careful on this bit. You can skip it. Or not. Okay, that's no worries. So usually you can skip it, but it's no bother. We'll finish them down nice and easy anyway. It'll just take a while because we're on our own today, as you can see. So straight away, just because of this, it's going to be a slightly slower run, guys. Well, that's no worries. Like I say, you're looking around 10 minutes per run anyway. So, alright, throw myself a quick heal. Get mana up. What I'll do is as well, guys, is I'll leave these open so you can see. So we'll just loot these up. There we go. Right, let's continue. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll close them. There you go, so you just skip these like this. Also, if you're a herbalist, keep your eye out for all of them, because it all adds up. So we'll just come down here, under the bridge. Now don't try and jump on there, because as you'll see, you'll just fall straight through it. So anyway, once we're down here, we should be near the boss. There he is. So we'll wait for him to get a little bit closer before we pull him. He's got the ads with him. Screw it, we'll pull him anyway. Like I say, guys, this is very easy to solo, and it's usually pretty damn quick. Obviously I'm going really slow today, not really hammering the buttons down so much to kill them as fast as possible. Just going nice and slow and steady, just so you guys can see everything. There we go, nice and easy. Okay, let's just heal ourselves up. Make sure they don't attack us either. Okay, right, so that's one of the main items that we're after, so we'll just loot that up. Okay, let's continue on. So normally I would get my mana up right now, but I'm trying to speed things up since we're a little far behind now, just because of those 2 delays. I suppose it helps as well if you have your camera zoomed all the way out. Just be mindful of these as well when they're running around. Also, guys, usually up in this point there's a rare mob, which is in this one, so that's good. So yeah, always keep your eye out for this one here, because he'll drop another thingy for you, which is good. So yeah, also guys, I with this new axe, what I've done is I've went into dead mines earlier on today and I tried it out, and well, if you remember the boat pull that I did in the dead mines video that I've done, you'll remember that usually I did kind of struggle with it, whereas this time, well, let's just say I didn't even need to bubble to heal myself up. So what I'm thinking as well in the future is after I've done the second part of this series, I'm thinking of going back to revisit them with the new gear that I've got. Mainly, you know, these 2 trinkets as well as the axe. I think they're the most important things that have made the biggest difference, if I'm honest. So yeah, this guy's going down nice and good, almost at half mana as well. Tell you what, we'll speed it up a bit, I think. Just get this out of the way with. Done. Boom. There we go. There's another shard for us gain, so we'll just mana up quickly. And then onto the last boss of the dungeon. Okay, so here we go. Right, so be careful on this bit, guys. You'll have to stay very close to the hut. Right, so we'll just continue on up the hill. Also be careful not to fall off the edge, like I've done that a few times myself, to be honest. In this hut here, there could be a chest, so keep your eye out for that, which there is in this one, but it's locked unfortunately, so that's no worries. Right, so we'll continue moving on. Just wait for that patrol to move by. There we go. Right. Also more grave moss there, guys, keep your eyes peeled for that. Also there's usually a chest in there as well if there isn't one in the other one, so look out for that as well. Usually when this one's here though, I'd be very careful not to aggro any of the mobs. Let's just move away at this patrol here. Right, there we go. So yeah, if you do this exactly how I do it, you shouldn't really aggro any mobs. I know I messed up at the start, but you know, it happens from time to time. Right, so let's engage the boss. Come on. And he's down. Right, there we go. And there you go, guys. Sometimes he drops two blues in one, which is really good. You know, it makes our thingy go a lot faster. Right, so when you're done here, right, I'll just pause the timer a sec. What you want to do is, because usually if you want to get out of here really quickly, you go down there, which is where we come from. This time, obviously make sure the hut's facing this way. We want to go this way, so we'll come around here. Sorry, I'll continue the timer. Come around here, go down here, because what we're going to do is we're going to like come back on ourselves. And this is just to pick up an extra boss though. So, right, before we continue, I'll heal myself. You can sometimes skip this pack. I have been known to skip it. Let's go quickly before the patrol comes. Right. There we go. Skipped it nice and easy. I think the trick is with it, you've got to jump at the right time, and then hopefully it'll keep you far enough away to avoid them. So yeah. Obviously, if you're a class like a druid or a rogue where you can stealth, you won't really have a problem with that. So yeah, the good thing about this, guys, is like I say earlier, this isn't Paladin specific. You can do this with any class in the game. You know, whether you're a warrior or a rogue or whatever, you can do this nice and easy at level 60. I would even go as far as to say that you can probably do this if you like, you know, level 50 onwards maybe, but I've not obviously tried it because I don't have any other ults. So yeah, we'll just come down here and engage this boss here. Getting down really quickly. It's the final boss of the run. Boom. And there we go, guys. Right, so pause the timer a second as well. So if we take a look now, right, we've actually gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shards in one single run there, which is pretty crazy, right? So anyway, right, we'll just continue the timer because we've finished the run now. Now all we've got to do is get out of here. So I'll show you just how to do this right now. So we'll just come down here. Also, guys, like I say, this run I got lucky. I got 5 blues in one go, which is, you know, it's quite rare to get that. I'm not going to lie. Usually at most it is, what is it, 4. Sorry, there's another chest there as well, as you see. But don't, usually I wouldn't say get that, because if you do try and open it, regardless of how far you stand back, they will try and attack you, so don't really bother with that, guys. Also, same with this. Hopefully get past him. Yep, there we go. No, that didn't work. Okay, it's no worries. Right, so yeah, changed over to Devotion Aura. Switch this for Seal of Light so I can start tagging them. Don't worry about attacking any of the mobs here as well, guys, because we can get out without even dying or killing them even. So we'll just come up here, use this as well. There we go. Didn't even need to heal there. So yeah, there we go guys, we'll just run out of the instance right now, reset and repeat. Boom, and there we go. So we'll pause the timer. So that run, yeah, we was a little bit slower because we got into combat with 2 extra packs that we shouldn't have. You know, usually if we never did that and if I rushed for it, we could probably do it in a, you know, about bang on 10 minutes, which obviously gives you 5 runs per hour, which is bang on time for the lockout. So, you know, you can do this 5 times, reset it a 6th time and take a break if you like, whilst you wait for the lockout cooldown. Since we're here, we'll take a look at what we got. So if you remember at the start, we started with 415 gold. Obviously, I think there was about 60 something silver as well. So we've gained nearly a gold just from that single run. Don't expect to gain that much every run. I know obviously this is just one run. I'm just showing you, you know, what you can get. Obviously this is on the high end of the scale. Could have had a little bit extra if we got that chest as well, but we didn't bother. We just went straight for the reset. So yeah, what we've got is we've got one green. So we've got 1 green mace, which according to TSM is 1 gold on the auction house. We're not going to sell that on the auction house. I'll disenchant that. We've also got one of these. This is worth a couple of silver, so we'll put that on the auction house as well. We've also got half a stack of silk cloth, which if we press shift will give us the value of it, which is about 25 silver, so that's not bad. Obviously these can be vended for a few copper, but yeah, this is the main thing that we're after. Usually Glutton, the boss that drops this, it's got a 50% chance to drop another item which is a green, so occasionally this will be a green sometimes, which will leave you with at most 4 per run. Obviously if the rare mob isn't there as well, you're looking about, you know, 3 per run, which isn't too bad. But yeah, obviously like I say guys, I got really lucky on this run. I've never had 5 of them drop before. So yeah, what we'll do right now is we'll disenchant all of these. So obviously, as you can see, they're not really worth a lot when you vendor them. But if you take a look at the shard price, for my server, minimum buyout is 2 gold 90, which is really good. So obviously, you know, we'll disenchant all these right now real quick. And we'll also disenchant this whilst we're at it. Also guys as well, one quick side note. Sometimes you can get really lucky with disenchanting the greens around this level as well. I have disenchanted the green and it has turned into one of these before, so that's really good. But anyway, without getting sidetracked too much, so you can see we've got 5 there in 13 minutes, which isn't bad at all. And if we press shift, we can see there we're looking about 14 gold 50 silver for that, which in my opinion is really good. Plus for this, obviously we're looking, you know, just under a gold for that. For this again, about 25 silver, and that as well, 25 silver. So for that, so we'll round these 3 items off for a gold. So 15 gold there in one single run, which in my opinion, for, you know, between 10 and 15 minutes a run, that's really impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's not guaranteed gold where you get it straight away if you just vendor everything. Which is, you know, like most of my videos are, but you know, this is just something different for you all, and obviously it appeals to not just paladins, it appeals to everybody. As you can see there, look, there's a rogue doing the exact same, or presumably he's doing the exact same. So yeah guys, obviously if we round this up, we won't get 5 every time, but we'll say we get on average 4 each time. So we can safely say that's between a solid 50 and 60 gold an hour, you know, for all of these items that we get. So yeah, it is a really good gold farm if you ask me, especially doing it this way, because as nice as it is to bring other people and let them benefit from doing this as well, which in my opinion is the best way to go about things. But you know, this, you don't need to mess around, you don't need to find people of certain classes and specs and whatever. You can just go straight in, kill the bosses and do it and log out. Go at your own pace, there's no rush, there's no time limit. So you know, if you've got more than one level 60, you can always park one right out here, so whenever you feel like it, you can just simply go in, get all the shards and the items that you need. Have your hearthstone set to ratchet as well, so you can vendor everything. You've got a bank there as well, which is really convenient. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you today, guys. You know, I know it's something a little bit different, and we're revisiting the same dungeon, but obviously it's done in a completely different manner. So yeah, it's just a little bit of variety for you guys, and in my opinion, this is probably a more efficient gold farm than the other video that I've done on this place. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video, guys. I hope that you've taken away something and you've seen just exactly, you know, how you can do this on not just a Paladin but other classes as well. I know obviously I'm a Paladin doing this, but you know, I've shown you don't need stealth or anything to sneak past the mobs. You can do it quite easily without using stealth. A few things that could improve this: you could potentially look at swiftness potions to make yourself run a little bit faster. Is there any kind of cloaking potion? I think there is. If there is, you can obviously use that to sneak past any tricky mobs, or even use it to get that chest that I've showed you earlier on, guys. You could potentially get that with it. Not sure if it works, of course, but you know, it's always worth a try. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the video today. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope that you've taken away something good from this video. But as always, guys, see ya. If you've not already, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as this helps me out massively. But when you do, don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified when I release new videos. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, then show some support by giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. Well, until the next time, see ya.